how do I change this from a 2-second clip to, say, a 4-second clip? Well, I'm going to go back and well, I'm going to move this second one out of the way. And that's pretty simple to do by literally clicking on it with my mouse and dragging it down the timeline. So I clicked it. So again, I'll go back and do that again here. I'm going to drag my pointer down right over the top of it, click on it and hold it, and then literally with my fingers, with my hand and the mouse, I'm going to drag it down the timeline. Okay, so another quick point that I want to mention before I show you how to open this up and create a 4-second clip is that if I had made a mistake and I said, oh, didn't want to do that, didn't mean to do that, sorry, a very important tool is Control Z, or, well, yeah, Apple Z or Command Z and Control Z if you're on a PC. So on a Mac, it's going to be Apple Z. If I click on Apple Z, it will immediately take me back that step. It'll reverse it. So I just clicked it, and that clip just sprang right back into place where it was. So Apple Z is a really powerful tool. You want to keep that in mind. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to move this clip out of the way so that I can extend this clip and make it about 4 seconds. It's really easy to do. I just take my pointer again, and notice I'm on my pointer tool. Over here is the tool section. That's what your mouse is controlling. And if you ever get stuck here and you get over here on a different tool and it looks different in your timeline as you drag your tool and you're looking, wait, where's that pointer? Where's that pointer tool? Come back over here to the tools and click on that pointer tool. The pointer tool is what you'll use 90% of the time. Just like I clicked and dragged directly on this clip to move it around on the timeline, I can click and drag close to the edge of this clip, and Premiere Pro knows now that I want to extend the timeline. So extend the clip along the timeline. So let's do that. So I'll just click once, hold, and drag, and watch what happens. I've just created a 4-second image instead of a 2-second image. Now nothing's actually changing that image, it's just sitting on the timeline for 4 seconds instead of 2 seconds. I can do that the other direction as well. So if I wanted to extend this clip back to meet this one, watch what I do. I move that arrow over, and aha, the red arrow is pointing the other direction because it's on that side, on the left side, and I just drag it, and I'll drag it right back to the edge, and voila, I have two approximately 4-second clips. Oh, this is 4, this is about 9, so I actually want to bring it back down, so what I'll do is I'll just bring it and drag it down. So real simple way to resize your images on the timeline. Now, I don't have to keep all of my images to exactly 4 seconds. They can go from 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 even. Okay, so here we are. I've got all my images dropped down on that timeline, and you're beginning to wonder, what is this story about? So I should go back and say briefly, I attended an event where people were planting trees in the woods, and they were all pretty happy. Just like I pulled down the image files, I'm going to pull down the audio file, except that instead of dropping it onto this top line here, which is named Video 1 or Visual 1, I'm going to drop it down where Audio 1 says, which is below that thick bar. So just like I twirled down the folder up here, the adjusted folder, or twirled it up to close it, I can twirl down the audio folder and it will open it up and close it up a little bit. Now I can actually make it a lot bigger than that by dragging my pointer tool over this black line on the bottom, and you see what happens there. That double line shift comes up. I can click it, hold it, and drag it down, and it creates just a bigger chunk of a timeline there. I can do that the same here on my images. It makes it a little bit easier to work and see things a little bit more clearly instead of squinting so much. So now that I've got that opened up, I'm going to drag my audio file and I'm just going to click it. I'm going to drag it. Now if I drag it to say about the 16, you see right here I'm at the 16. If I dropped it there, that would be where the beginning of the file starts. But I actually want that beginning of the file to start over here at the very beginning, so I'm going to drag it and drop it smack against 0.